I would give up soon, but I forgot to record my best one so far, so now I gotta record another best one.
Hey, let's try these things out.
Oh, well, there's the best one. 69.5. Alright, let's take a look at that. So this should be second lap, hot lap. I just could not get enough heat in the tires to make first lap work. So just run your first couple corners kind of easy. Nothing too crazy with being slow. Just don't slide your tires or anything like that. So for the out lap 3 and 4 here, I'm just going to run the top lane. I get off the gas really early, or get on the brake really early relatively, so that I can get on the gas as early as possible. Try to get on the gas kind of around this Iowa 3 sign, at least partially, and then slowly raise it to full throttle. And then you want your car to be coming down off the wall, making a straight line at some point, probably towards the end. And then when that happens, you turn your wheel straight, full throttle, and you let your car rotate itself off the corner. It's a bit of a feel. Take a look at that one more time, but it's pretty manageable. You just wait for the car to rotate off the wall, and then you go full throttle. And then you just kind of let the car come down a lane or so, and then just drive it straight back up. Kind of keep the wheel as straight as possible without losing your rear tires. All right. Turn 1 here. What we're going to be doing here is running the high-ish line. So the problem is we got big boy bumps all up in here. But the best, fastest line is this little lane here right under the bumps. And you might even catch one of them. So you can go low if you want to. It's not that much slower, probably like half a tenth. So definitely try the low line if you're scared of those bumps. But the absolute fastest line out there is going to be this zone where you put your lefts right on the seam. As long as you put your lefts right on the seam, you should be fine. Okay? So trail brake early. You see we don't really have any braking to slow down. We just have instant trail brake. Angle the car at a downward angle. Gain a little more speed. I kind of come in a little bit. You can come at it straight too. You're just going to be a little slower, but it'll be easier to avoid the bumps. So I came out a bit of a downward angle and put my left right on a tiny bit under the seam maybe, and then just got instantly to 75% throttle. So you see I'm on 75% throttle like a third of the way through the corner, and I just hold as much throttle as possible without coming up off the line. For me, in this situation, it was about 75%. Sometimes it'll be more, sometimes it'll be less, but that was how it was for me. And then towards the end of the corner, you're able to straighten out the wheel and just let your car kind of rotate itself off the corner. Okay, take a look at that one more time. No pausing. So start up high, aim at the lefts on the seam, get them right on the seam, partial throttle, keep bringing it up, ride the partial throttle, don't let it slide up, and then right as we get to the end of the corner, we just drive it straight up the track, full throttle. Okay, very good. Now 3 and 4 is going to be almost the same exact line, except there are no bumps you have to deal with, but it really is the same line, which is kind of interesting. And you rarely is like this for hot lap at Iowa, but again, I want my lefts just right on this seam. You really want to be almost clipping the seam because it might give you a little bit extra grip. So you see I get straight from trail braking to partial throttle, raise it as quickly as possible, and then because the exit of 4 is wider than the exit of 2, you can full throttle even earlier in 4 than in 2, and just let your natural looseness of the car rotate the car for you without using much steering wheel, and that's how you can keep the car from snapping loose off the corner while carrying a ton of speed. And we carry that all the way to the line, and it's a 0.69, which is pretty good, but we're going to take a look at this one more time, no pausing. So same idea as 1 and 2, start up by the wall, turn down, lefts aim at the seam, trail brake, transition to a partial throttle, slowly raise the partial throttle, then once you're able to straighten out the wheel, full throttle. Full throttle and drive it straight back up the track, and just get a lot of momentum on the exit. All right, very good. Now let's go take a look at the long run. Alright, did a quick 30 lap run and we ended on 83.84, and I found the line for tire saving and going fast, so I will share that with you guys now. So same line for every lap here. We're gonna go on board. So I like to run bottom 1 and 2. So the thing about this line, oh, we're gonna do a later lap actually, like right here. So the thing about this line is that you actually want to get off and onto your trail brake extremely early, because it doesn't get you that much time to drive it in deep, and if you trail brake early you can get so much brake rotation so you don't wear any of your right front. So you see how I'm just getting to the bottom kind of lazily and late and just using as much trail brake as possible, and then I go straight from the trail brake onto the gas, and this gets the car on the right rear. Going straight from trail brake to 60-ish% throttle, that's what's going to get you on that right rear. But then when you're on that right rear, you can just full throttle off the corner, loose condition, perfect on the tires. 3 and 4, I really love this same exact line that I was doing qualifying, the top seam here. I just think that it drives very well for a top line. There's just not a lot of wheel. Like, I feel like I use more wheel getting to the bottom than I do running this top. But you have to enter, you can't overdrive it, sorry. If you overdrive it, you're gonna have to use a lot of wheel to keep it down there. So I enter early and then get on the gas early. And then you see I'm just like driving loose and straight the entire time. All right, let's take a look at a later lap. So super early when we get onto these old tires, super early on the brake, but same idea. And I can still drive straight up off the corner on a loose condition. Then 3 and 4, still aim for that top white dashed line there. Maybe dip a little bit below it if needed, but you see how straight my exit is even though I'm on the top line? That's because I'm getting rotation under throttle. And the way that you get rotation under throttle is like I said before. Early braking and straight from trail brake to partial throttle, and then just pick up that throttle and keep that car rotating on the rear tire. Alright, so we were able to keep the times very consistent towards the back end of this run. I don't think they're going to get much slower than this. It felt like kind of a plateau. And then also we got some even tire wear using those lines, so I really do think those lines are going to be the ones because they felt fast and they were wearing the tires evenly. That's all I can really ask for. But other than that, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all on the track.